going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another edition of Broncos Daily with your host, Kurt Valenti. You want the latest Broncos news, Broncos talk, Broncos chatter? Make sure you tune in here daily to Broncos Daily. Obviously, you can check us up on YouTube. Also, there's going to be some clips on Facebook. You want to just listen to us in podcast form, of course, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So wherever you go, however you have to do it, you can listen to Broncos Daily. Make sure you like, subscribe, and again, thank you for all the subscribers. We're over, way over now 1,000, and we keep growing. So thank you. And leave your comments, please. It's the most important thing. Leave your comments. I will get to them. I'm going to get to a couple today. I get to a couple during the week, Monday through Thursday, and Friday. Obviously, Fan Take Friday. All I do is read comments throughout the week. So make sure you leave your comments. So let's get right to it, guys. Right. So tonight. Will be the official Bronco release of the whole NFL release. Obviously, we know opening week, Monday night, Broncos at Chiefs, ESPN, Monday Night Football. Hopefully, we know it should be Bo Nix. Whether it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, we do not know. But if it is, it is. And like we said, we talked about yesterday. Get used to Broncos are going to be in prime time, right? They're a Super Bowl contender. They got star power in Bo Nix, a lights out defense. Obviously, the big acquisition of Waddle, and you got a star coach in Sean Payton. And again, the most important thing is they're a championship contender. So good teams are going to find their way onto prime time. So that's the way it starts. Nothing else so far as of doing this pod, nothing else has leaked. We know the Broncos are not doing any international games, which I like. I am not a fan of the international game. First off, it's on very early in the morning. That's one thing. I mean, that might be something selfishly, but you don't have to travel, especially if it's like your home game and now your home game is overseas. You don't get the home game in Denver. So I am glad that I'm glad we don't have to do it. I don't want to, the travel, just all the distractions and all that stuff. Even though we won the game last year, it was just played sloppy against the Jets. It was ugly. So I'm happy with that. I saw a couple rumors today. Possibly it said a Thanksgiving, a Thanksgiving night game. I also saw something, a Christmas night game. So we'll see, right? Like we will see. I think you're going to get a lot of primetime games. The max, I believe it's 5 as of now, before you could start flexing. And I think that's what it's going to be. I think we're going to get those. But Broncos country, what do you think, right? Like, what other games do you want to see? What games do you want to see this schedule come out to tonight? Again, me personally, I love the 425 CBS game, Nance, Romo. That's my favorite. But I think we'll see another Monday night besides the Chief. I think we'll see 1 or 2 Sunday nights. And then, I think we are going to see 1 or 2 of the holidays. I think you're going to see it. And again, I don't mind it. It means you're good. It means you're in the story and means you're a contender. So why wouldn't we want it? But what's your thoughts right now, as of now? I'm excited for tomorrow. I'll be watching for leaks throughout the day. And obviously we'll break it down on Friday on tomorrow's podcast. But, I'm excited to see this. I want to see what the schedule is. And for now, all we could do is get ready for week 1. And boy, is it a big one, week 1, going into KC. And let's go. So we get to one of our last positions now. And again, I love doing this while the news has been slowing down a little bit. While it's been slowing down, we have been breaking down, position by position, and just to look at a little bit of the room and what we have and stuff like that, right? So today we get to the last defensive position, and that's the safety position. Again, it's another position where when you look at it, strong on paper, especially the starters, is it a position where we have to maybe get younger? And when I say get younger, like maybe next year in the draft, we have to, one of our premium picks, draft the player there. I do, right? So let's just look at the starter room right now, and we're talking about the safety position. Brandon Jones and Hufanga are the starters. Hufanga last year was a game changer on this defense, just a leader. When you talk about making big plays in the postseason, big plays, can cover, just, the type of hits, the experience of with the 49ers, the winning, and he brought that mentality to Denver, right? Brandon Jones, again, was a signee from Miami a couple years ago and got injured last year, was not able to play in the postseason. And it did, again, PJ Locke did do a nice job, but it did take a hit a little bit, but not having Brandon Jones in that lineup, right? So having him healthy, having him and Hufanga, it's one of the best safety tandems in the league. It's a big plus. Again, it's not that it's something new, right? We're bringing it back. We're running that back. The whole secondary's back. Nobody's new, right? So I am a fan of that continuity, right? Vance's defense, another year in Vance's defense, a second year with Hufanga, and pairing him with Jones. So as starters, that group is fine. Obviously, we lost PJ Locke, right? That was a pretty big loss, a nice depth piece. He stepped in, good special team player. So right now you still got JL Skinner and you got Devin Key. Obviously, we talk about Devin Key. We talk a bit more about special teams, right? He's a all-pro special team player. All pro, pretty damn hard to do. Just like Marvin Mims on the offensive side of the ball for special teams, defensive, Devin Key has done a great job. But he's also a safety, right? So look for him to get a little more time, maybe back, second string behind one of those guys. And obviously JL Skinner, a lot of talent. There's throughout the years been getting some reps, obviously, on special teams, but even, in the safety position, I think he'll get a little more opportunity this year. Hopefully, again, we don't get injuries, but hey, if it is those two guys, Skinners and Key, have to be ready. Also, not on a depth chart, but Jahdae Barron. Again, he was drafted to be a corner, and he's obviously going to get his chance to go up against Riley Moss on the outside to see if he can play that position and get over there. But I don't think that's going to happen with Moss. But Barron can also play safety, right? And he might be really the third guy. Like, God forbid something does happen to Hufanga or Jones. It could be Barron that becomes that true starter, where if the other guys, if they just view Key and Skinner as depth pieces and they want a long-term starter, maybe now it does go to Barron. That's why Barron's so key to us. He's a Swiss Army knife, right? He can play that little, safety in the box, linebacker style, cover the tight end, cover the running back. He could play outside corner. He could play safety. So just keep in mind, like, even though he's not listed as a safety, he can play safety. Also, two other younger guys, Tyson Anderson this year, another special team ace, but he is a safety. Picked him up from the Bengals. More, again, like I said, of one of the best special teamers, the best Cincinnati's best special teamer, and one of the best special teamers in the NFL. It's going to help our team obviously a little more on special teams, but again, look for him there. And we got rookie Miles Scott that we drafted later on, but a good chance to make this roster or obviously the practice squad. But listen, again, just like linebackers, safeties are another position, corners too, but safeties, they're great tacklers. You're going to get in on special teams. If you can make the special teams, you can make this roster. It's a spot that, it's a spot where if you can play special teams, you're going to be able to play on this roster. So I am excited about this safety room to go with the corners. It's the whole secondary, right? It's not just the corners. It's not just the safeties. It's a combination. When you talk about secondary, the safeties, playing along with the corners. And when you have Surtain, Moss, McMillan, Brandon Jones, and Hufanga, there might not be a better defensive backfield in the NFL. If there is, please tell me, right? Because that's a loaded defensive backfield. And then you still could throw in Barron, right? You have him as a guy who's probably going to be able to start on a lot of teams, right? A first-round pick last year, a guy who's going to push Riley Moss, push to get on the field, whether it's some kind of nickel package or dime package. Abram James has come up big with Surtain injuries the past couple of years, and Riley Moss was hurt. So we got our defensive backfield is loaded now. Little older and with some question marks with the financials, right? Because like I said, Riley Moss is going to be an undrafted, unrestricted free agent after this season. He's going to get paid. Do we have the money? Remember, we got Bo's contract coming up. Same thing in the secondary. Brandon Jones is a safety, right? A little older. We got to get younger. So next offseason, whether it's free agency, through a trade, or most likely through the draft, in a loaded draft, look for safety, okay? Look for safety to be a big priority next year. But as for this year, this safety room is set. This secondary is set. And I think this defense is set minus one, one position, which we're going to get into now. And guys, like I said, please comment, right? Because you guys, I love interacting with you guys. You guys leave your comments. I will answer them. I got a bunch. I'm going to do about 5 or 6 comments today. I'm going to start with one from yesterday from our good friend BSU fan. Let me just make sure I have it here. So this is BSU fan. And again, he's a great friend of the show, right? Always very knowledgeable, agreeing with me, disagreeing with me. And that's what I love. Like, let's go. Let's talk Broncos. Let's agree. Let's disagree. That's what sports is about. That's what sports talk is about. Let's go. But you know what? We could all disagree here. But you know the one thing we love? The one thing we love are the Broncos. We're all Broncos country. We're all in it for one thing, to win Super Bowl Lombardi Trophy number 4 this year. And we're going to get it. We're definitely going to get it. That is our goal. We're going to get it. So here's his question. One thing I'm not super versed in is contracts. Can we sign an inside linebacker plus Cam Jordan? If yes, then of course, do it. If we can only sign Cam, then that's what I feel would be best. He would bring the same sort of swagger that we got from TJ Ward, and he can still play at a high level. No brainer. Thank you for that comment. I'm with you 100%. I think, again, that is the one position, that defensive end spot. We don't have a starter. We don't know who the starter is. I don't want to roll the dice and gamble with, a 3rd round pick this year or a 4th round pick last year and just say, here's the defensive end spot on a Super Bowl championship team. And, this could be our weak link, but we're going to roll out with this. Go get Cam Jordan. Just go get him, right? It's money now. That's all it is. It's no assets. He's a free agent. He's one of Sean's guys. He knows what he's played for Peyton. He knows what it is. He's a winner. He's won. And look how productive he was. Double-digit sacks last year. Like, why play with fire? Why play with fire? And, you look now and you leave your defense to be exposed in one spot. And then it's too late, right? You get to later on in the year, you get to the postseason, and you're like, if we only would have signed a vet, if we could have signed Cam Jordan, just go do it. And let Cam Jordan, be a starter, like BSU fans saying, bring the experience, bring that attitude on the field, been there, done that. And then once these young guys, the Jones, all these guys we drafted, like our younger guys, if they take the next step, great. But if they don't, we're not stuck. That's the thing. I don't want to be stuck. And right now there's a question mark. We don't know if we have a guy. We don't. So why play with fire? There's a guy out there that you can plug and play, put him in. He's going to do just as good as JFM or maybe even better. He's probably a better player than JFM. Okay? Now, the money has to work. We have money. We have free agent money. And we could probably find more if we want, but we have a good share of money. But it's going to take 2 to tango too. We can't just, we're not giving you every penny and $15 million. You're an older player. You're still out on the street, right? So it's not like you have everybody banging the door for you. But come back, come play for Sean, and more importantly, come play for a Super Bowl champion. You're going to start on this defense. Look, you're going to look around. You're going to have DJ Jones, you're going to have Zach Allen, Benito outside of you, Cooper, with a secondary that's going to cover. That can cover anything. You know how much easier that's going to make your life and how much it's going to make you look better? So I am doing it. The Broncos do have room to do it, and I'm going to do it. So thank you again, BSU fan, for that. But Broncos country, that's me. That's me. I'm doing it. And again, if it came down to Cam Jordan or an inside linebacker vet like a Bobby Wagner, I'm doing Cam Jordan. Let's get to a couple other comments. Like I said, guys, very important. Get your comments in. I will get to them throughout the week. Whatever I don't get to, tomorrow I got about 15, 20 comments, maybe even more, that I'm ready to roll for Fan Take Friday. All right. From Kevin McGrath. The NFL in Vegas and most of America continues to disrespect Bo Nix, and the Broncos. It goes back many years, including Howard Cosell. Dizziness. You know what? Great comment. They are getting disrespected. But who cares? You know what? Good. Keep disrespecting us. Keep motivating us. If we're not motivated enough from what happened last year when, listen, you are walking into that Super Bowl last year if Bo Nix plays in that game against the Patriots. You blow that team out. 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, easy. Easy. You outplayed them with Stidham, and Stidham making stupid, decisions. You're still with a better team on that field. Your defense was elite. The Drake Maynard offense didn't do a thing. And if that don't motivate you, that, you know what? We got robbed. You got robbed. And again, I don't mean robbed like, cheating robbed. It was just, you got robbed. Hey, you didn't have your starting quarterback. But that's going to make us better. And you know what? If they don't want to make us the favorites in the AFC, don't want to make us favorites in the AFC, good. More for Sean to do it. Are we the best team in the AFC? We are. I think we're the best roster in the NFL. We're definitely the best team in the AFC West. Keep disrespecting us. But you know what? We got to show it on the field. And I think we will. Let's get to another comment. But thank you. Great comment for that. This is from Matt. With Waddle and a healthy Bo, the Broncos are going to be dangerous. Oh, they're going to 100% be dangerous. Jalen Waddle, I said this, was the perfect offseason acquisition for this team. It's exactly what we needed. We needed a home run hitter, someone who can go over the top, someone who can play in the middle, who can, catch a 6-yard pass and go 80. We did not have a guy like that. We have Mims, but we don't use Mims. Now, everybody gets pushed back. Mims gets pushed down to receiver 3-4. Bryant 3-4. Franklin 3-4. Everybody goes down. And you're going Waddle and Sutton? Come on. That's a sick offense right there. I'm going to get to one more. And this is from BK Niker. Mims seems mentally edgy. Extend him ASAP. Very interesting comment, because I've seen a couple interviews with Mims, and you have seen where he said, I don't know where I am right now, what this move with Waddle is going to do. But he did, he also has said, everybody has we all expect a Super Bowl, right? I think Marvin Mims should get more playing time as a wide receiver. He was our best receiver in the playoffs last year. The guy was uncoverable. If you really look at it, Buffalo had no answer for him. Right? Even New England didn't have answers for him. How many big plays did he make? What a backup quarterback, right? And, now as the third fiddle in this offense, right? If he's going to be, just say he's in there to be the third or fourth guy, but just say third for now behind Waddle and Sutton, teams are going to have major nightmares, because you better not just single cover Waddle. And then you're just going to single cover Sutton. And you still got to worry about Ingram. And if we do go with a 4-receiver set and you got Franklin or Bryant, and you have to worry about our running game with the 3-headed monster of J.K., Coleman, and Harvey, and still Bo Nix's legs. Marvin Mims is another home run hitter, one of the best receiving deep threats in the league when he plays. Problem is, he's also probably one of the best, if not the best, returner in the game. So I understand what Sean, he's more worried about keeping him in the return game and not getting him hurt, but this guy is phenomenal. So I am 100%. I would extend him again. But here's the thing: how much does he want? Right? How much does he want? I can't give this guy 10 to 12 and $15 million a year. Just we don't have the money. Right? We're paying Sutton. We're paying, Waddle. You're gonna have to pay Bo. You're playing. Could I see something where this is what I would like to do? Just say you do use him a lot more on offense this year, and he shows you what he did in the postseason, right? The odd man out next year, could possibly be Cortland Sutton. Older, expensive, and you really drafted, his replacement last year in Pat Bryant, right? That is why they drafted him. That is going to be their plan. So if you use Marvin Mims and Pat Bryant, no more head injuries, and this guy, you talk about catching everything, he catches everything, and he shows a lot more promise. But you could show that Mims can be on the field. Would you Bronco fans go into, because it's going to save you money and get younger next year if you can go Waddle, Bryant, Marvin Mims, or if you restructure, if you can't restructure something, and again, you can't pay everybody, not this year, next year, if you make a decision, do I pay Mims or do I get rid of Sutton? Like, which one of those guys would I keep? So that could be the question. But again, that's for next year. Let's load up. I want Lombardi number 4 this year. And you know what? That's going to be with Riley Moss, with Cortland Sutton, with Marvin Mims. And then after the season, after we win the Super Bowl, then we worry about how we're going to handle it and pay everybody and pay Bo, whatever. But who cares? We got everything we need right now. Everything. Best roster in football. Let's go get it done. Let's keep about it, and we worry about it next offseason. But great comments. Guys, again, make sure this is going to do it for an edition of Broncos Daily now. But tomorrow, we're going to talk about the schedule, right? I will make sure I will do the podcast after the schedule is released. So we'll talk about the schedule, and then the rest of the show, Fan Take Friday. So make sure you leave your comments. Like I said, thank you guys for subscribing. You guys have been awesome. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on TikTok. Obviously, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify. We're all over. Broncos Daily. Check it out. That's going to do another edition. Check back tomorrow. And yeah, guess what? Go Broncos.